Hello everyone, welcome to the video. Welcome to my deep dive on urine therapy. This is the intro that I'm filming last, so I'm out of apple juice on my last sip of piss. Two quick things before we start. I mentioned the Conspirituality movement. Here's the definition for that. I forgot to look it up before I started filming, so it's just gonna be on screen. Number two, I am talking about an ex-friend of mine. I am not mentioning her last name. I am not showing her face. I am not showing her Twitter or Instagram handles or any sort of personal information other than her first name. This is not a call out. This is me kind of processing the fact that I've lost this friend, as well as me somewhat warning my community about her. I do believe that the things she says warrants concern. If you're from Niagara and feel that it is in the interest of your safety to know who she is, feel free to DM me. I'm not gonna just like post her information for everyone on YouTube to see. And the other reason for this is because I do believe that people that she surrounds herself with could possibly be dangerous. They are definitely transphobic. As a trans person, I don't want to antagonize them as little as possible, which making this video is going to be seen as antagonistic in and of itself, so whatever. I'm not super worried. So anyway, yeah. Welcome to the video. I hope you like it. I hope it was worth the wait. Let's fucking go! I want to start by like saying that I'm not coming for anybody's spiritual practice. This isn't about what you do spiritually. I feel like that's pretty obvious. It's not my business to publicly criticize what people do in their spiritual life unless you are outwardly harming somebody else. This practice of urine drinking as therapy is appropriated from Amaroli and certain Ayurvedic Hindu practices. Just because it's appropriated from that doesn't mean that these people are using it spiritually. They're not making this about spirituality, so for me this isn't about spirituality. What I'm like trying to, I guess, criticize and get to the bottom of is the claims that urine therapy is an appropriate medicinal practice, which even in the like naturopathic sense, it really isn't. Me right here is my medicine cabinet of sorts. I am not somebody who is, you know, die-hard pharmaceutical. Most things I will use natural medicine for if I can. I am not trying to convince anyone to support the pharmaceutical industry, and I am not hating on anybody's spiritual practice, although I do think it is weird, but I think it's okay to think things are weird. So, as for the spiritual basis of urine drinking, there is a tradition within some yogic teachings that is referred to as Amaroli. Excuse me. This consists of drinking the first urination of the morning. Just the first one. You have to collect it midstream. This is done because it's believed it increases serotonin and improves meditation abilities. People do, like, stranger things for God, so this isn't really that weird when you think about it. From what I can tell, Amaroli is distinctly different from modern urine therapy claims in the way that it is not therapy, it is a spiritual practice. This is the part where I talk about the infographic and I parse out what is true and what is false. Not particularly for the benefit of the conspiracy theorists. Generally, once you reach this point, like, debunking isn't what's going to bring you back from it. It's more of a cult deprogramming process, which I'm not qualified for, honestly. This is mostly just for the benefit of everyone, like, curious. There is always some truth to conspiracy theories, and that is why people believe them. let's use a YouTube-friendly numbered list and run through all of this, beginning with number 1, antibacterial / biotic. A study done titled Antibacterial Activity in Human Urine tries to determine how effective urine is at removing E. coli strains 13 and 14 from the urinary tract. This study was kind of focusing on one component of urine called urea, which does have benefits. As we can see, like actually in this study, them taking this urea in capsule form did allow the body to flush out the E. coli strains. However, this was only if you had a perfect piss pH of 5.0. After that, it becomes ineffective. I have to point out, like, for a lot of these studies, these people aren't ingesting actual urine. Urine was not ingested for this study. Urea was ingested for this study, which researchers can synthesize very easily, and they do it all the time for lots of different things. No, drinking your urine will not allow you to flush E. coli from your urinary tract because there's not enough concentration of urea in your urine. Just stick to cranberry juice, man. Like, it's not worth it. Number 2, antiviral. I actually did not find much in this one when I went looking, except for this little study called Antiviral activity in human urine is attributable to ammonia salt. The very first line of, like, the summary says, and I quote, urine exhibits antiviral activity in tissue culture against a number of viruses. So they copy and pasted that, obviously. And they did so without reading or understanding the rest of the study, because the study does not support or not support anything. It just says that ammonium salts contain antiviral properties, which a lot of things contain antiviral properties. That doesn't mean that it's effective against virus. Something kind of interesting, also kind of gross, but kind of interesting. There's a study done in 2019 that was looking at the effectiveness of a product made with camel urine. It's called PMF, which was synthesized with camel urine. They did not drink camel urine for the study. They synthesized something from camel urine and then went from there. Please do not implode and go buy camel piss. The results actually though were like really promising, with the virus in vitro being reduced 99.9% after 240 minutes. In vitro, by the way, means in test tubes. This was not actually a study done where humans ingested the PMF. They just like kind of dropped some PMF onto the viruses to see how it would work. That's how studies start. They don't just instantly go to people. Ugh. They need to prove that there's something there. And it does point to PMF being an effective therapy against H1N1 and some strains of corona, most definitely not COVID-19. Also, this study was like in progress at least a year before COVID-19 was detected in the world. Given how fast the disease, like the illness, is mutating, like if this was an effective treatment, I really think that we would have heard about it by now. 3, antiseptic. This one's really short. The answer here is just no. It's a myth. Like, it's just a myth. Urine contains bacteria from the moment that it leaves your body, and as soon as it leaves your body, it begins collecting bacteria because it is a wet environment. So don't pee on your cuts, don't pee on your bug stings, and do not pee on your jellyfish stings. It doesn't do anything. In fact, if you pee on a jellyfish sting, you are potentially reactivating any of the stingers left in your skin, and it just makes it hurt worse. So I don't know why you would do that to yourself. So if you're gonna drink your urine, do it immediately after you piss. Just drink it hot and fresh. Don't chill it, because that is bringing bacteria to it. And also, that's fucking gross. 4 and 5. antifungal and anti-aging. I put these two together because they are both focused on urea, which is the component that is antifungal and is said to be anti-aging. I think this is where, like, if you're somebody who is susceptible to conspiracies, this is the part where you're going to start to wonder if there's some truth to this. Because urea is antifungal. It is used to treat athlete's foot. As for the anti-aging aspect, it is also used in anti-aging creams that tighten your skin. The amount of urea that you expel is not enough to tighten your skin or treat a fungal infection, which is kind of the main theme here, is that there is not enough of the good stuff in your urine for you to benefit off of just drinking it. It would have to be a medicine that we synthesize from urine. Also, nobody is, like, profiting off of our urea or whatever. Nobody's doing that. It's synthetic and synthesize pretty much any chemical. 6. Analgesic. 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 Pain killing. I mentioned earlier that Amorali, one of the reasons that people practice it is because it improves meditation. This is because it's believed to give you a decreased body awareness. There's just no evidence of it being an effective, like, painkiller. There's one thing to be said about decreasing your body awareness for meditation, and another thing to be said about decreasing the awareness of pain in a specific part of your body. We, as humans, have had opium since like 5000 BCE, not to mention willow bark. I found an article from 2018. This woman named Kaylee Oakley claims that her drinking her urine every day cured her fibromyalgia. As someone with fibromyalgia, I feel uniquely qualified to say no the fuck it didn't. You're lying. The only reason people think their fibromyalgia is cured is because they have found the diet, exercise, and lifestyle routine that works for them. Reduces their stress so that their pain is reduced, and reduces their fatigue and brain fog. That shit doesn't go away. It's a chronic disability. Please don't listen to anybody who is claiming their fibromyalgia has been cured by something, by anything, or that they can cure fibromyalgia, because it's not a curable thing, it's a manageable thing. Number 7, antiparasitic. So, as we can see from the infographic, this is not just talking about parasites, but also nanotechnology. So when I actually went to go look into antiparasitic properties of urine, I literally could not find anything other than these urine gurus. So I just kind of ignored it and wanted to talk a little bit about nanotechnology because it's cool. And I don't want you to be scared of it. I kind of inhaled that and nanotech is an incredibly interesting field, but it's not nearly as developed technologically, nor is its usage nearly as widespread as these people think it is. I'm not really sure what we can expect from them, honestly. Nanotechnology is only in the development and research phase, but its usages have been incredibly beneficial to humanity. Their main focus of study seems to be in the treatment of cancer by targeting cancer cells specifically instead of radiating the entire body with chemotherapy. Nanotech is also being studied as a way to detect foodborne pathogens and as stronger building materials for things like solar panels. It's incredibly useful in things like tissue engineering, where damaged and diseased parts of the body can be repaired or even replaced. Basically, nanotechnology is really fucking cool. And the only reason that people are scared of it is because they think that its usage is more widespread than it actually is. And they also think the government is full of evil geniuses when it's just full of evil idiots. Really didn't find much pee-related stuff except for a study specifically looking at bladder cancer. Oh, sorry, Callie, it looks like whatever nanotechnology the aliens put in you is staying there. You've probably noticed that certain components of urine have medicinal value. She wants the apple juice. I find that really cool. Can you please? Can you imagine how much affordable medicine we would be able to make? We could actually synthesize medications and stuff out of our waste products. That would be amazing for humanity. If we could, you know, just defeat the final boss that is capitalism. I will say that drinking your urine is mostly harmless as long as you are keeping yourself properly hydrated with water, because drinking your urine will dehydrate you because you're re-ingesting salt. If you have a UTI, you can strengthen the UTI by re-ingesting the bacteria into your body and into your urinary tract. A study was done in 2010 in Nigeria, in which the researchers looked at children in a local village whose medicine man was prescribing them urine therapy for treatment with things like Shigellas and E. coli. The urine therapy only strengthened the diseases and made them resistant to pharmaceutical intervention like amoxicillin. Before I get someone saying that that's not relevant to us here in Ontario, you can get E. coli from going swimming at the fucking beach at the wrong time of day. So don't tell us that that is not relevant to us here just because we live in Canada. This last one is the most dangerous. Even more so than strengthening your E. coli. But if you are on pharmaceutical medications, specifically anything that's processed through the kidneys, if you're drinking that urine, you are reintroducing the medication back into your system, and you can actually throw off your dosage by doing this. That one's really dangerous. That one really pisses me off. Even if it doesn't apply to Callie, it could very well apply to somebody who is taking her advice. It leaves a bad taste in my mouth that I have to wash out with piss. C'est la vie, bitch. There are a lot of self-proclaimed urine therapy gurus out there, a lot of water priestesses, but their claims are pretty much all the same, and they all come from the same guy, John W. Armstrong. So that is one of the two men that we're going to be focusing on. What are you doing? John W. Armstrong was a British naturopath in the 20th century. Mr. Armstrong's work on urine therapy was mostly inspired by two things: his family's personal practices with it, and a Bible quote. According to Armstrong, his family used urine to treat things like cuts and stings. He also claimed to cure a bout of ill health, whatever that means, with a 45-day fast of nothing but urine and water. Don't do this. So, the Bible quote, which I've seen a lot in urine therapy circles, it's Proverbs 5:15. Drink waters out of thine own cistern, and running waters out of thine own well. Starting in 1918, Armstrong would prescribe hundreds of patients with urine therapy to treat just anything, a myriad of illnesses. There's no evidence that he successfully treated anyone this way. And in 1944, he wrote the book that would become the Bible of piss drinkers everywhere. It's called The Water of Life, a treatise on urine therapy. The claims that I talked about earlier, they mostly come from this book, except for nanotechnology. That was new, just sprinkled in for us in the 21st century. And this is where Amaroli was first really appropriated as a justification for urine therapy. And because of its misuse of Ayurvedic medicine, the book actually became popular in India. However, according to a paper written by medical anthropologist Joseph Antler, modern practices of urine therapy in India follow John W. Armstrong's lead much more than they do the traditional practices of Ayurvedic medicine. Next, we are going to quickly run through the man who brought it into public attention in 2022, because if it wasn't for this guy, this probably would have just been a super under the radar thing. Somebody just had to go and claim that it cured COVID-19, and here we are, basically. Christopher Key is a longtime conspiracist and con man. Also, I just want to very quickly mention, this came out in January. Callie started talking about drinking her urine at the end of February. Disturbing to see how fast these people really accept things as truth without research. Christopher Key is basically just a guy from Alabama who runs a website called Vaccine Police. It's bright and distracting and full of misinformation. So his biography on the page is kind of an absolute trip to go through. I've been on the cover of Sports Illustrated, and I helped professional athletes and the public without drugs, chemicals, and surgery until the government came and seized everything I owned and shut me down. This happened 7 years ago. Interesting. I wonder what the fuck could possibly have happened to cause this. Let's talk about it, because I found out. By on the cover of Sports Illustrated, he means his business was mentioned by name in an article talking about how said business, Swats, was being sued for $9 million. This article is a really weird look into the past, where almost 10 years ago, a man was interviewed talking about selling anti-5G holographic stickers and water to athletes and not getting nearly enough shit from it from the person who wrote this article. His whole programming stickers and water shtick that he was running with back in 2013 is actually part of another 20th century hack practice, something to do with radio waves. Raymond Rife claimed to have cured 15 cancer patients with radio waves. Sure, Jan. I made a mistake. His company was successfully sued for $5.4 million in 2009 when linebacker David Bobora tested for methyl testosterone after ingesting deer antler velvet that he bought from Swats. And yes, the deer antler velvet also tested positive for said steroid. All Bobora wanted him to do was apologize and take the velvet off the market, and Christopher Key just didn't answer. He lost the lawsuit because he just didn't answer and didn't show up in court. I guess that's what he means by the government took his money. I don't think the government took it. I think it was paid out to Vobora in damages. No? Isn't that how that works? Now Key is selling health supplements and air purifiers, and you can still buy that deer antler velvet from him. Unsure if you still get the steroids with it, though. You'll have to ask him. Here we go, boys. So, this video has been about urine therapy, but it's also about the friends that I've lost to the Conspirituality movement, specifically one friend that I've lost to the Conspirituality movement. I am gonna say her name. I think I have said her name already in this video. So with that out of the way, oh my god, I genuinely don't know where to start. Okay, let's start with the fact that she's a liar. That's established. She is a liar. Not just because she's claiming that this is her urine, but because she claimed that none of us tried to help her or talk to her, which is just so fucking offensively untrue. Here, I'll read you one message. She says, instead of the friends who once shared the love of hugging each other whenever we met. I hate the way she now talks. So speaks as if like she's writing a novel, and it's extremely weird. went behind my back bashing me and saying mean things about me, even going to the extent of wishing physical harm on me and my dear friend. So, let's address this. I mean, talking about you behind your back is not really necessarily bashing you. Like, I'm not gonna condemn gossiping. This isn't the first time that I've said I wanted to slap somebody. I wish I didn't, specifically because y'all are being so annoying about it now and treating me like I threatened one of your lives. I'm not a pacifist, dude. So we went from what I thought was close friends to get bent fucking losers. That is something that I specifically said, and for some reason she's saying that what I did, she's acting like everybody did that. So like, I said, get bent, you fucking loser. And now she's acting like everybody was acting like that and everybody was saying that to her. And she's acting like that didn't come after multiple attempts to talk to her, because many people had tried to talk to her. Just because I didn't try until much later doesn't mean other people didn't. And it's weird that she's lying about it. No one has ever attempted to express their concerns about anything I was sharing. Only people expressing their respect and admiration. Like, that's just not true. Like, 5 people have told me that they've tried to speak to her. I want to be clear that I was never said I was against vaccines, nor am I against masks, nor am I denying the virus's impact. It's also just not true. Don't know if she doesn't, if she thinks that we can't see the stuff that she's posting, or if we're not talking to each other. Here's a screenshot from my friend. She's implying that COVID-19 is a war tactic because smallpox was a war tactic, which you can tell by my friend's like replies that they're kind of taken aback by this. Also says here, those 0.0003% with health issues that experience the severity of COVID are not my responsibility. Actually, they are, because they're members of your community. Every member of our community deserves to feel safe. And if wearing a mask is a simple thing that I can do to make a sick or disabled person feel safe, then I'm absolutely going to do that. Can't see the other choice as anything other than selfish. I'm sorry. Like, I've tried. That's also just a really awful thing to say. It's implying that you, like, don't care that those 0.0003, which is, it's a higher number than that, by the way. To claim that you are acting in the name of love and then do something like this, that is the most heinous, like one of the most heinous fucking things that I've ever seen. On more of her piss posts, she says in one tweet that her urine tastes like light peach water, which, funnily enough, is right underneath the divine feminine really just wants to serve and submit to the wise leadership of a protective divine masculine. As for what her urine tastes like, I obviously don't believe that it tastes like that, but I actually don't even believe that she's drinking her own urine. After all of this, I think that she's lying, because as we've established from looking at some of her other messages and posts, she's a liar. She lied saying that nobody tried to confront her about her behavior, and she lied about her own opinions, which is really cowardly to me, by the way, and made me completely not want to engage with her, because if she's gonna be disingenuous about what she believes, then I genuinely can't engage. Like, I don't know how to engage with that. She posts this picture one day, which of course gets sent to me. One responds, this is from screenshots that she herself has posted, so someone says, "It's so clear, how much water do you drink?" And she replies, "I only had 1 bottle of water to start the day and have just been looping my pee all day since. By the 3rd loop, it tastes purely like water." None of that stuff would hydrate her enough to actually have urine that clear. So she's lying. It's obviously mixed with water, or is just water. I posted this talking about it and how I don't believe in it. A friend who is a PSW just straight up told me that she's lying, because part of this person's job is to look at urine. They said, "Bro, I'm a PSW and like kind of literally trained to look at piss. It's literally part of my job to look at piss color. Even if this was her pee, which it's definitely not, it would be unhealthy urine." Saying it's an indication of overhydration. So she's either just filling up a jar with water or mixing her pee with water to make it look clearer, or she's overhydrating herself. Also, that's an absurd amount of urine. Like, you're either saving it up and not drinking. Like, that's so much piss. I'd buy that honey brand. I've bought that jar before. It's huge. You're not filling that up in one go. And I don't believe it. And everywhere, she claims it's her pee. She doesn't say it's mixed with water. She just says, I love thinking the people at the gym have no idea I'm drinking my own pee, lol. She has been caught in lies by us before, by her ex-friends, and now this is just like an outward... I'm literally speechless. Like, Callie, you have rejected science so much that you don't know what's realistic to lie about anymore. You think that we will just believe anything. And maybe the people around you will believe anything, but the world isn't just composed of your inner circle. What else do we have? Just a lot of random, like, little claims. Oh yeah, there's the anti-Black Lives Matter, anti-LGBT. Not much to say about her weird new age trad wifery. I think I've mentioned this one, but the gorgeous, gorgeous girls stockpile guns and ammo, which, you know, I'm not against self-defense as a community, but look at the community and look at who they're defending themselves against. Okay, I know you guys wanted me to talk about the sun gazing stuff. I also wanted to talk about the sun gazing stuff, but I have not only does not wear sunglasses, but she gazes into the sun. Like, I have no fucking idea where it came from. I have no clue, like, what they think it does for you. Like, I don't know what the benefits are. Like, I have no idea. One where she reposts my art from like 6 years ago without crediting me, which, thanks girl, I'm glad you didn't throw those pieces out. Oh my god, okay, so I just needed to show you guys this one. People who believe in germ theory and the COVID-19 when they find out their whole body is made of bacteria. Allie, this is something that we knew in like 10th grade science class. Do you not believe in germs now at all? Like, you don't believe in microorganisms? You know, shocks about how going to medical school is a red flag and how she knows this because she went to medical school. Then is that she didn't go half the time because she was either skipping or getting high. This is entirely true. She did look at microscopic organisms. Not sure if she thinks that those were real. I can attest to the fact that she never went because she was skipping with me and smoking my weed. You can't say that it's a red flag, can you? Because you didn't go, flunked out, and put the entire charge on your credit card, and that's why you're waiting for your crypto investments to come through. Hey guys, it's me in voiceover telling you that I am really smart. Also, I forgot the most egregious thing Callie has ever posted. She posted this bullshit one day, which I confronted her about and got a bullshit non-answer. I can't believe I like neglected to mention this in like the main, but yeah, Callie is massively anti-Semitic. The whole group is massively anti-Semitic. They push forward the lizard people conspiracies, the cabal conspiracies, all of that bullshit. Yeah, this post and this response from her is actually what made me want to include her in this and not just make it a video about urine therapy, but also make it a video about how I've lost friends to like hate groups. So there's this post by Elwing Bling. I pledge allegiance to myself, my boundaries, my morals. And Callie here says, I also used to pledge allegiance to the national anthem or stand in silence for 9/11 in school. We are Canadian. We do not pledge allegiance to anything. And we don't stand in silence for 9/11. At least I never did. She may be nice. A lot of people are nice and also disingenuous. I believe that she's nice. Being nice doesn't make you like a morally sound person though. A lot of people are nicely racist or nicely homophobic. She's just an incredibly disingenuous person. I think we're basically done. I've been wanting to make YouTube videos for a while. And this was just a really fun catalyst. So yeah, this video has really given me a space to like process everything, as well as learning a lot of new information. I had a whole speech prepared, but I don't think I'm going to read any of that. I just want you guys to use your discernment. In my search, I found a blog by a student of Baba Ram Dass. His name is Sita Ram Dass. He talks about his experiences being a spiritual hipster, going through a period of intense soul searching, in which one of the things that he did was attempt to try his urine. I don't think he ever actually drank it, but neither did Callie. It says here, "Since then I have found that science and spirituality don't have to contradict. I can have faith in my guru while also accepting that vaccines have saved millions of lives. I float freely into the mystery with logic and reason as my compass. I melt more deeply into the unknown by keeping my sanity intact." That is exactly how I feel about science and spirituality. There should be no difference between them. They should inform each other. It's a weird practice to completely reject one. Weird to completely reject spirituality, and it's weird to completely reject science, in my opinion. That is not living a balanced, holistic lifestyle, is it, if you're rejecting one part of the whole? I also just want to recommend that y'all watch Sophie from Mars's video called Conspiracy on the Left. Now, I would definitely not classify Callie as being on the left, at least not anymore, but it was an extremely insightful video. It's long, it's like over 2 hours long, but I think that, like, we all need to watch it. I think it should be, like, required listening. We need to be informed, because if we're not informed, we can't organize. At least not as to the effectiveness as the right can. They can organize completely uninformed. Thank you to Ren. She was the first person outside of my best friend and my partner telling me that she would watch me on YouTube. So thank you, Ren. And thank you, Luca, because he made most of the piss memes that I've posted. Thank you to, like, everybody who, like, expressed encouragement and said that you wanted to, like, this is something that you guys wanted to see. I really appreciate it. Like, more than I can express without sounding like a cob of corn. Thank you, and I love you. And I'm sorry this took so long, but I hope it was worth it. I hope that whatever I do next will be worth it as well. Cheers, and thank you again. And oh yeah, like and subscribe for more and stuff, and leave a comment because that helps. And also, I have social media that you can check out if you want. I put it in the description box. Go check out my art. That's it.